Hello, my name is Joe Collins for Joe's A2 Film Productions, and today I will be discussing my character inspirations for my trailer. The first character I was inspired by was John McClane from the film Die Hard. In this film, John is a police officer from Los Angeles who is in New York. He's in a big building called the Nagatomi Plaza when terrorists attack. Throughout the film, John is tested in many ways and has to go through the whole building, killing each terrorist until he reaches the main villain, Hans Gruber. This character inspired me because I want my protagonist to be someone very tough and hard to kill, and John displayed many times throughout Die Hard that he is a very tough person to kill and will do anything to save his wife and stop the terrorists. So if I can make my character as tough as someone like this, then it would fit the conventions of the action thriller genre, as most main characters are like this throughout this genre. And generally throughout the film you can see that John is really determined and doesn't really want to give up, as he knows that a lot's at stake, and that if he doesn't stop the terrorists, then something potentially very, very bad could conspire. And he knows that the terrorists have got his wife also, like I mentioned, so he's obviously very motivated to get his wife back from the terrorists. The next character that inspired me was James Bond from Casino Royale. In this film, James is trying to find the main villain of the film, Le Chiffre, and essentially kill him. During the course of the film, Bond shows that he fits the typical conventions of a main protagonist in an action thriller film, as he is a very mysterious and deadly person, as he shows he can take on anyone and show no mercy when the job has to be done. This is what I want to base my character around, as I believe that the more mysterious the character is, the more the audience will be intrigued about the film altogether, and what his background could be, or who he really is, etc. But at the same time, Bond relates to my main character because you don't really know much about both, and they're both dangerous killers. As the character in my main film, I want to kind of base the mysterious aspect off of Bond, because Bond is obviously, you don't really know a lot about his past, where he came from, and obviously I want my character to be like that, and you don't really know who he was before, and what kind of life he had. And he's obviously trying to get revenge for something done to him in the past, so maybe in the real film the audience will learn more about what actually happened to him in the past, and why he's sort of so determined to find the person that did this to him. And he's very determined as well, and he really wants to sort of find the person, as James Bond is, because James Bond displays throughout all the films really that he'll do anything to get the job done, and that he's a real kind of cold-blooded killer, and really he's a very tough person to kill as well, and very, very resilient. And there's a lot of times in the films where you think, oh, he might be dead, but he just comes back quite easily, really, and goes on to really defeat the main villain in the film overall. The next character that inspired me was Batman in The Dark Knight. During this film, Batman is trying to stop the main villain of the film, the Joker. He knows that the Joker is a crazy and very dangerous man, and he must do everything to save Gotham. Batman is again a very mysterious character, but he shows no mercy in what he does. However, he is sort of bipolar in a way, as when he is Bruce Wayne, he is nothing like Batman, and when he is in the suit. So this adds to the mystery of Batman, as you would not guess that he is Bruce Wayne. This inspired my main character, as I want him to be mysterious, but at the same time show no mercy in what he does. So just like James Bond, Batman is a very mysterious character, and not a lot of people know who he is, and not a lot of people really would have guessed that he's Bruce Wayne, as when he's Batman he sort of puts on a different voice, he acts a lot different to as he is when he's Bruce Wayne, because when he is Bruce Wayne he acts very sort of laid back, relaxed, and doesn't really interact that much with people, and is a very important person, of course. But when he's Batman, he's much different. He's very aggressive, he gets what he wants always, and he's quite a sort of dark, mysterious character, and people are very afraid of him as well. So you see Bruce Wayne and you think that he's just some kind of ordinary rich billionaire who doesn't really, interact with people that much and isn't really that aggressive. And then you look at Batman, who he is, and you wouldn't think that he's Bruce Wayne because he's very sort of aggressive, and he doesn't really show elements of Bruce Wayne in him, which sort of adds to the mystery of why no one really knows that he is Bruce Wayne, and that when they do find out, the audience is very sort of, obviously the audience knows, but the characters in the film are very, very shocked. The next character that inspired me was Django from Django Unchained. During the film, Django has had someone stolen from him, his wife, and he travels throughout the Wild West where racism is at its highest to try and find his wife. He has to overcome many obstacles and have abuse hurled at him for the entirety of the film. However, a lot are confused as he is the only black person free of slavery at that time, and you can see how uncomfortable the white people were treating him with respect. This character has inspired me because his motive fits the same as my character because he is trying to find someone throughout the whole film. And that is what my character will be doing in the trailer. Plus, Django also seems like a very determined and stubborn character, which is what I would like to get across in my character. So again, Django sort of fits the main aspect of what the other three characters that I listed. That he's very stubborn, he's very tough to kill, and that he always tries to kind of get what he wants, because obviously he had his wife stolen from him in the film, and throughout the film he's trying to find her, so he shows great resilience in the film. He does anything it takes to find his wife, and when he does, he sort of acts quite calm, you know, waits for everything to play out until he finally sort of takes her and they run away. But he obviously kind of knows where she is, but it's going to be very difficult sort of getting her out. So he sort of waits for the right moment, waits for his opportunity, and then takes it. But Django is a very good character as he sort of fits the conventions of the character that I want to get across. And you don't really know much about his past. You just kind of know that he's just trying to find his wife, and throughout the film you actually do kind of get to know a bit more about Django and who he is, and also like where he's come from. But yeah, Django is a very good character, and I'd really like to get some aspects of him across in my character.